on the other side of this hill, and that used to belong to a Benedictine abbey. So there were two abbeys present on the hill. Right, so...
Hello! Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I am your host, Matthew Horkey.
Hi, I'm Shireen Tan.
Welcome back to the
show.
Oh, before we get started with today's episode, we have a cool announcement to make. We were actually named one of YouTube's top 50 wine channels on
FEEDSPOT.
It
was funny because he thought that the name is called Feed Burner over here.
Yeah, anyways, FEEDSPOT. So, anyways, awesome. We put a lot of work into it. You know, we're right up there with, up in the top positions, wine enthusiast, wine spectator James Suckling. I think wine advocate as well. So we feel very honored for that, right?
Yeah, and what's interesting is one day after Christmas right now, and it's actually in 2015 on Christmas Day that you recorded your first video.
Oh, wow, 2 years.
At my place.
2 years ago.
So exactly 2 years ago.
Okay, so let's get into the show. We're going to talk about a region, the last region we visited during our 4 weeks in Hungary. And it's a region that I've wanted to visit for a long time, ever since reading about it in Karen McNeil's The Wine Bible. We are talking about Somló, Hungary. So what is it? Somló's in the Balaton region. You know, Balaton's the largest lake in Central Eastern Europe. And Somló's an old volcanic hill. And it sticks out among the plains. And it's so amazing because it's all Hungarian plains. And then the volcano, old dormant volcano, sticks up. Very cool. I don't think it's... I think it's only 400 meters high. I think there's less than 400 hectares of vineyards. The height might be wrong. You might have to correct me on that. I know there's less than 400 hectares of vineyards there. Lots of small producers, volcanic wines, known of making high acid, barrel fermented, oxidative, and unique style wines. It was awesome because it was our last day in Hungary. We didn't have time to visit a bunch of producers, but we went to the halfway delicacy shop, the wine bar, owned by Eva Cartwright, and she let us taste through a huge range of wines. I think about at least 20.
More than 20
different Somló wines. What were your impressions of the wine? First, tell about what you thought about Somló earlier.
It's quite funny because Matt loves the wine from Somló, whereas for me, what I had maybe two good examples of Somló, but generally I found Somló wine to be lacking fruit. A lot of salinity, a lot of earthy notes, but there's just not enough fruit for me. That's in the past before I visited them.
And then we tasted through all the wines. And what did you think after that?
I was so thankful because now I'm fully convinced. I mean, just like any wine region, right? You have the different styles of wine as well. For Somló, I think generally all of the wines have this smokiness and quite a fabulous salinity as well. But the wines that we tasted, all of the ones here, they have a lot of fruit as well. Very balanced wine, very full of harmony.
You know, they're awesome for it's known for oxidative, unique style wines. For me, when I smell Somló wines, in Tokai I get smokiness, but smokiness and fire. In Somló wines, I get almost like campfire. Like you're at a campfire, you know that smell? That's what I smell and taste in the wines. In fact, one of my friends, he's Slovak, I gave him one of those wines to taste. He didn't know anything about Somló. He said, I feel like I'm tasting a campfire. So very mineral driven. Yeah. Let's get into some of these wines. We took some of these wines home. I'm not going to give full tasting notes because we'll taste them. We'll put them in a tasting article. I'll put it in the description box. First, we have one of the biggest producers. I think he is the biggest producer.
Yeah, he is.
This is Tornai Winery. This is the Pinot, I'm going to look down, the Pinot Grigio, or Szekbarát. That's what they call it in Hungary, 2013. Pinot Gris grown on Somló. When you tasted this is their mid-range wine, but still really nice wine. What did you think when you tasted it?
I was telling Eva, is there a way that I can say I love Pinot Grigio Pinot Gris from Somló the most without sounding pretentious? And she laughed and she said that, Pinot Grigio is not that known to come from as a wine from Somló. But I love this. I mean, it's just totally unique. I was shocked and I pretty much just stood there for like 10 seconds tasting the wine and kept quiet all by myself. It was again the usual theme. It was smoky, it has salinity, it had extremely long end palate, fruity as well, but so elegant, so structured.
Yeah, you know, when I was purchasing wine, Shireen was drinking that, and I said, okay, we'll add
Not
that
a
bottle
chance.
too.
Yeah, getting it.
Here's another small producer. The first Somlo I had was from this producer. It was actually an Ola's Riesling. I haven't tasted yet this. This is a Somlói, that's right, Somlói Vándor. This is an orange. This is an orange wine from 2015. We have not tasted this yet, but the first Somlo I had was from this producer, Ola's Riesling. And also known as Lasky Riesling, Welsh Riesling, Grashevina, Grashotz, yada, so on.
Okay.
Awesome. I remember when I first tasted that, I was like, I thought it was completely
We
crazy.
were at a Grashevina conference in Zagreb, and we tasted through wines, Grashevina or Les Riesling from Hungary, from Slovenia, from Croatia, and the producer, the Ola's Riesling from this producer was one of our favorite.
Yeah. By the way, on the hill, you're going to find Ola's Riesling, Furmint, Hársleveluú, Ufark, native varieties, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Gris, I believe is Riesling as well. We have two iconic producers. Actually, this is one of the original quality-driven producers. This is the Fekete. Let me see if I'm pronouncing his... Fekete, I think. This is Somlói Hársleveluú, 2008, barrel fermented, aged. When I tasted this, extremely difficult wine to just sit there and drink, but a thinking wine.
Yeah, I told Matt and our friend Vedran, who was with us, that I probably will make curry to go with this wine.
Yeah,
and I think it will go well, seriously.
Really complex. So the last one is another Apatsági. This is a Somlói Furmint from 2015. We are actually going to do a little tasting meeting tonight, and this is one of the wines that we are bringing with us. Awesome wine. What do you think about Furmint on Somló?
This is arguably one of my... No, not arguing. This is actually one of my favorite examples of Furmint.
Ever.
No, one of my favorite, right? Yeah, but ever. Okay, if you want to add ever.
Okay, so anyways, you should check them out. You know, Somló wines in the past, before communism, were very well-known wines in Hungary. Very small production. These wines are extremely terroir-driven, minerally, very unique white wines. I want them to get more popular, but in a way that I'll be sad because it will be harder to source them out, right? Yeah. Exactly. I will put our friend Eva Cartwright, her shop actually sends Somló wines all over throughout the EU. I'll put that in the description box. Anything you want to end on about Somló?
I think something interesting that Eva told me was she said there are only 8 people living full-time in Somló. Yeah. And during winter, there's probably like 1 to 3 people.
She doesn't even have running water. She has to go down and get water from the spring. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, very charming place.
Really charming place. So check it out, guys, if you like this video.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Exotic Wine Travel. I will see you
at the next episode.